Okay, this little bit of code is showing you how to do some basic animation. So the only bits of code we're focusing on here is the bits I've highlighted, because they're the only ones I've changed from the sort of base template that I've given you. So first off is outside of the main program loop, I'm setting a couple of starting variables. So I've got an X position, a Y position, an X change and a Y change. So the X position and Y position are starting off at 0, and the X change and Y change, which you can change around and effectively the speed, we're going to start off at a 3. Okay, now we've got some game logic here now in the game logic section. So we've got a section that's looking at moving a shape. So don't worry about what now, but we're doing X position is plus equal to X change. Okay, so basically it's going to add 3 to the X position every time this loop executes. Bear in mind we know this is going to do 60 times a second. Then the Y position, we're doing the same, we're adding this Y change to it every time. Now these are the important bits, because we know our window size, because we've got it up here, 700 by 600, we can do an if statement saying if X position becomes greater than 670, okay, this is to do with the fact of the size of our object is 30 by 30, so obviously 30 take away 700 is 670, or X position gets less than 0, because it always looks at the left hand side of a shape. Then we're doing X change equals X change times -1, so basically it's going to inverse it, so if it's going one direction it will then go another. We do the same with the Y position. So remember, if you think of a square 30 by 30 object and it's only looking at the left side, if the left side gets to greater than 570, that means the right hand side of the object must be over 600, or if the left hand side becomes less than 0, these are the edges of the screen. So we do the same, we inverse the Y change, so that will become -3 and it will keep taking off -3, and then here inside the drawing code we fill the screen black this time, and then we're going to draw an ellipse, which is, if you've looked at my drawing shapes tutorial, we didn't actually look at the ellipse, we looked at a couple of the others. So it's still pygame.draw.ellipse, and then it takes some parameters. Again, it takes where you're drawing it, what colour do you want it to be, and then it's doing a starting top left corner, so the X and Y position in the top left corner, then how wide is it and how far does it go down. Okay, and then you do dot flip and it will draw it all. So when we run this, okay, you can see we've got a little red circle that is animating around the screen, and when it reaches certain positions it's going to bounce off. Okay, again it's still quite a basic bit of code, but you can start to see how in year 13 when they do some projects that are like particle simulations and things like that, you can start to see how you can do this, or even making games like Pong and things like that, you can start to see how these sort of things come together.